Hello everyone, and welcome back to 4pixels. Coco and Kimi and Konetsu are all here. And
And Coco is still alive somehow.
somehow
Until the stars align.
check inside the Black Wagon from time to time to find new souvenirs from your travels across the downside. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to put some practice in. You return to the wagon after you and your fellow exiles overcame the dissidents and find Wolfred waiting for you there. Well done back there, my kin. You are serving your companions well. Now then, I have something that I wish to share with you if you've a moment. We have discussed the plan of which we're all a part of. I have a means of measuring our progress toward the goal of it. I'd like for you to have a look at it. First, let's determine where the rites may take us next. Look forth. I expect you shall again see several shining stars where once you saw but one. The scribe's stars beckon. Several shining stars. A trick of the eye, or the will of the scribes. Who can say? I too once gained this newfound vision many years ago, following my first liberation rite, and I believe only we of the Nightwings have this gift. I realize that, in choosing whom the Nightwings confront in each rite, we in turn influence which triumvirate we face when the time comes for someone to be set free. The object I invite you to use contains further detail. Henceforth, you may use Wolfred's planner to see your current progress. An object that shows the relative standings between the 9 triumvirates and the rites. Whichever triumvirate curries the most favor shall confront the Nightwings for a chance at freedom. Look upon it now. Whoa. Using Wolfred's planner, you may assess your progress towards your ultimate goal, as well as check the current standings of your adversaries. Wolfred shall keep this information up to date for the remainder of your quest. You may look over it now, or any time in the Black Wagon, or while searching the stars. Alright, rights till the next liberation. Unknown. Liberation conducted. 1. Additional exiles required. Number of additional exiles required to join the Nightwings and fulfill key aspects of the plan. 1.
Oh, so you were right.
Okay. Total rights conducted. 9. Exiles liberated. 1. Probability of success. Wilfred's current best estimate that the revolution bringing the Commonwealth shall succeed. 26%. Not very good.
Yeah.
Ludium, the 31st of 8th moon, 837 AS. At long last, the plan is well underway. The cycle of the rites turn quickly for the time. We soon should have another stab upon the fall of Solium. Favor. A measure of the triumvirate's worth in the eyes of the 8 scribes. The triumvirate with the highest favor is poised to take on the Nightwings in the next liberation rite. Favor is earned by prevailing in the rites. After a liberation rite, a triumvirate's favor resets to 0. The Nightwings, created in the eyes of all 8 scribes, shall challenge all the others striving for their freedom. Ours is the triumvirate against which all others must be judged. So let's see. Right now, the fate is the one most likely that we are to face in the next liberation rite.
Those are the...
No! Well, I mean... I don't know. Man.
No.
I feel like I wouldn't mind, like, purposely losing to them. I don't know why I like these two so much. So many of the other people are pretty okay too, but
Because
actually only they are.
they were nice.
Yeah, they were very nice.
Yeah.
This guy was kind of annoying,
was
but not.
okay.
He was okay. This guy was kind of a dick. This guy was very much a dick.
Yeah.
Very.
This guy's a literal dick. Like you can see the head right there.
He looks like Konetsu, you know who he reminds me of with that hair?
Ooh.
Shinji from Fate.
Oh my god.
Who is also a dick.
Just give him purple hair.
I'm okay with this dude. She was just kind of.
He's just kind of loud and rebel, or like
He's
not a bad. He's not a bad dude.
I mean, she wants to resurrect this evil thing. So like, I mean, I don't know. And you need to forgive your sister.
Yeah, no.
Kind of a dick.
Well, actually, we don't know exactly what it was that happened. So who knows? Maybe she has a reason for her anger, but at least listen to her.
You can talk things out like civilized people.
So this is the wins versus the losses, I guess.
Mm-hmm. So it seems.
Wait a minute. Victories and defeats versus Nightwings.
0 victories, 1 defeat.
Then what's
Does
the
that mean? Is it like they've participated in like 35 riots?
Because it's strange because I'm guessing that for the longest time it seemed like the implication was that people only fought against us, but now that we see them traveling to different places, they're fighting against one another to decide who will ultimately go up against us. But what I'm wondering is, what if you lose every single right? Then what happens?
Just fucking rape. You loser.
Alright. So, let's see. We can go fight them. That's where we are right now. I just love like his like a million yard stare.
You wanna crash against them again, Coco?
Well, if I recall correctly, they nearly like destroyed us, and the only reason we won was because there was a point when they just started fighting amongst each other.
Yeah, I remember that.
True. No, but I mean crash as in like how you crash the wagon against them.
Oh, yes. Huh.
Never put Coco in charge of a plane.
What do you guys think? I'm pretty even with all of these guys, I guess.
Yeah, it doesn't matter to me.
I kinda wanna see some sisterly fighting.
Okay.
Because of feelings. Oh. Not that I like the RPs or anything.
Nah, definitely not.
Nah. That's definitely not the reason. So we're to have another brush with Tamita. Perhaps she'll spare me yet another moment of her time. She's here because of me, and I am here for her.
Tamitha tells you more of your next adversary, her own blood sister. Tamitha Thane, a harp of the high-wing remnants, raised from birth to excel in outwitting and outmaneuvering her enemies. She seems driven by her hatred for the Commonwealth.
Relatable.
After retreating to the mountains centuries ago, the harps refused to join the Commonwealth, and those old tensions boiled over into raids or skirmishes or all-out war. Flight tacticians such as Tamitha gave the high-wing remnants a swift and powerful military presence to this day, despite the harp's small numbers. She once hatched ambitious plans to overthrow the Commonwealth, breaching its defenses so her sisters could rain down untold destruction. On the darkest night of the year, she led a daring infiltration mission deep into her enemy's lands. It almost worked. However, she was betrayed by someone very close to her, someone branded a Commonwealth sympathizer, Tamitha.
Ooh.
Tamitha was caught, clipped, and subsequently exiled as a prisoner of war, but being trapped within the downside only stoked her fury.
I wound up in here not too long afterwards. Anyway, it's complicated. What happened between us? What I did for her own good, and that of all our sisters. Though I'm beginning to doubt that Tamitha will ever see it that way. We'll see, I suppose. But for now, I'd best try and catch what sleep I'm able. Pleasant dreams, then, darling.
You bid a good night to Tamitha in return. No time now to make flight preparations, though. Come morning, the black... What?
Coco. She called you darling.
No time now to make flight preparations, though, coming morning, the black wagon will press forward. Onward. Forward, onward.
Both. Oh!
As you approach Ruki, you sense none of his usual anxious energy.
I'm free.
Then he rushes up to you, a return to form.
I mean, I know I'm not. I'm stuck down here with all the rest of you. It's like I finally got to set aside this giant bag of rocks I've been carrying around. Know what I mean? Wanted to say thanks, chum, for giving me a hand with the little situation between myself and Barker. I don't think I would have had it in me to stand up to him unless I knew you and the others had my back.
I want to hug him.
Me too. I want to pet him. Now at least old Mama Greentail won't get any trouble from him on the other side. She's still waiting for her rookie boy to come on home, but at least she won't be getting hassled by a bunch of nasty cowards just because I struck a lousy deal. So yeah, chum, you ever need something, I owe you one, and then some. Curse out.
I just want a hug.
We have to send him home to his mama.
Yes. He prances out of the wagon, a newfound lightness in his step. Ooh!
Ooh!
Rookie gained +2 hope, permanently. Wish him well.
I'm so happy for him.
Achievement unlocked, there for them.
I'm full of feelings.
Oh.
This game is bad for my heart.
Yeah.
Mushrooms.
Delicious.
It's fun.
Flagging fungus occasionally produces foul-tasting mushrooms that are strangely satisfying to pluck from it. Okay. Let's see, what new pages have been revealed to us?
Is there anything on how to deal with all these feelings?
I don't think there's anything we can do for that. It's a permanent condition.
Oh, God damn it.
The 8 scribes, in the words of Golgothian, the Master General. We found each of the others in due time by fate, not by coincidence. The wise Luce Glorian stood among the trees, gazing at the stars, expecting us. The wild in which Melith was so enthralled by my liege's utter transformation, she stayed her sorceries. Blessed born Triesta swoops down upon us, but to warn of imminent attack. The many-maned Jomer thus intervened, and shared with us his humour and his hunt. Even the Under-King Ortis himself sought out an audience with us. Thus we became the 8, and journeyed on together. Let me read that one. hard to tell like what has new pages.
Mm-hmm. Isn't it the shiny ones
There we
or?
go. It made like a little flagging hands. In the words of Molten Melith, the Wild Witch. Beyond the valley lies the flagging hands, which could be called a swamp, if an entire sea could merely be a lake. Soon after our arrival, several of us fell into a dark despair, such were the environs. I found it rather fascinating, though. It held aspects reminiscent of the southern bogs we dwelt in as a tad. We grew accustomed to the dampness of the air, and grew to savor certain twigs and beetles. It can be said the flagging hands are an acquired taste, recommendable only for those of our same bent, or perhaps the downside's native imps. The sea surrounded the environs on 3 sides, appearing insurmountable at first. Mount Elodial. Gaining the summit of the sacred Mount Elodial involved no small amount of sacrifice and sorcery in varying proportion. The mountain's energies were palpable, the sensation that we felt indescribable. The lands we stood upon were closer to the stars than to the world we knew. It was upon this highest point in all the downside that we first made efforts to concoct this Sutton, which you now read. It was there that we were stricken with a vision of the cycle of the rites, and felt, together, for the first, a sense of freedom unlike any we experienced before. But that is a subject which our comrades shall illuminate in greater detail. The Pit of Melith, in the words of Luz Golarian, 100 Minds, the scholar. If there is one celestial landmark in which I would never again wish to tread, unless, of course, the stars beseeched me to, it has to be the pit. 'Twas dark in there beyond all reckoning. If not for Melith's sorceress lantern, all of us, we all would have been lost. What lies within the pit is not to be invoked, although I have no doubt our goodly under-king shall be unable to prevent himself from boasting of how Melith sealed it there for an entire age. The thing yet lies there on the edge of death, through its connections to the stars, it gives the pit significance. Walk there with courage and a steady mind.
Leave me in the pit.
The Book of Rites. Much can be said about the Sisters of the Arch, whom we banished to the great beyonds for deeds irredeemable. Suffice it that the details of their banishment are written in this book. The sisters in the book became inseparable, not unlike the stars, their light and the infinite darkness that engulfs them. The stars communicate to us, and you in turn. The words within this book are but an edifice, a simple surface. Look past the text, to the hidden meaning, to the hidden power. The stars above, as they are not mere lights, these are not mere words. If you chance upon the Sisters of the Arch within their prison here, give them our thanks. The distance, in the words of Haub the Swallowed, the Accursed. I, myself, Haub, did form the distance under the simple tenet. Those who do not belong, belong. The other scribes, some of them showed, at first reluctance to allow an imp, and one accursed, to designate one of the 9 triumvirates. But Mur, the horned one, stubborn as he was, stood by my side. In time they came to understand, for I remained, as ever, at their side, a living bit of proof of their absurdity. The dissidents are an extension of my oddity. Those who do not adhere, they are not to be discarded, underestimated, or dismissed. They are as necessary as are those against whom they rebel. The Beyonders. To call the Beyonders a triumvirate is to stain the others' efforts. Yet I am beholden to describe them here. a pack of bandits, loosely organized under the Sisters of the Arch. They traveled all this way into my land to take the Horned One's life, to kill my friend Myr. We thwarted them. We had them at our mercy. Mercy had become imperative to Myr. We spared their lives, but banished them to darkness far beyond these lands. Now and forever the Beyonders cling to a beholden duty to confront the true triumvirates, whenever they so choose, so that whenever the true triumvirates clash, it shall be to their fullest extent. Continue your journey. Being here in flagging hands continues to sap most everyone's spirits. Your companions lose one hope for the next rite. Press onward.
Whee!
Come on, who can we crash into?
Oh,
Where are
is
you?
that?
Did you see someone?
Oh no, I just saw like at the bottom of the screen. I thought that meant that there was someone there.
Oh, that's where we're going. That like guide lets you know where you should.
Like
Head.
destination.
Yeah.
But Coco wants to crash!
Yes. Where are you? Where are you? Licksand, an arid southern pass towards the ominous cairn of Hobe. Hedwyn expressed an interest in seeing how the wild curs in this vicinity are doing. Shoot, a rocky northern pad toward the ominous cairn of Hobe. Ray seems very interested in visiting the mud baths along this route. I'm interested in the curs.
Course? Yeah, let's go.
You touch down in the heart of Jomor Valley, where you first faced the fate and the distance. You briefly wonder where they might be now and how they fare. You now have a little time before you have to set forth by land.
Ooh, Sandra looks ready.
Let's see. I will leave the reading for next time. Explore the Licksand. The wild curs here tend to keep to themselves, so you should be able to have a look around. You take some of the afternoon to survey the area of Hedwyn. You observe many curs off in the distance, driven half wild from the heat. Good thing old Rookie didn't end up like them. There's nothing you can do for the creatures. The sight of them makes you all too eager to return to the wagon and immerse yourself in your vocations. Aww.
There's a conversation, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, let's check that first so we don't.
It's your boy.
You find Hedwyn rather lost in thought about something. He looks over as you approach. Oh, hey, my friend. Alright, so what it's going to be. He points in the direction of his cooking tins, strewn over in the corner of the wagon. One of life's small comforts around here is we get to eat. Not a day goes by that I'm not grateful for it, but there's only so much to choose from, whether here in Jomor Valley or anywhere around, I guess. Anyway, I was just having trouble trying to decide what to cook. Just had fire caps again last night, and those never seem to sit that well with everyone anyway. There's no more globkill, not that anyone but Tiso ever liked that stuff, and I feel like we've been having gutter crabs every day for months, so I'm not too excited about that. This is where you come in, and no consulting books or stars or anything, just you and me, here and now. What am I making? You decide, because I can't. I know there's a lot of serious stuff to think about these days, but so help me. No one's struggling to regain their freedom on an empty stomach.
It's true.
Hedwyn wishes to know your meal preference. Ask for a fillet of slurg. Slurg. An acquired taste. Acquired mostly through a prolonged and desperate stay within the downside. Ask for salt porridge, a notorious dish that Hedwyn has perfected to the upper limits of its capacity to not be terrible. Ask for gutter crabs again. This inoffensive option has the added benefit of putting some lucky gutter crabs out of their misery.
What?
Ask for whatever he wants. It is exceedingly difficult to choose from all the delectable meal options in the downside. So hard.
Let's go with the porridge.
What do you think, Kanetsu?
What sounds more delicious to you?
The
Slurg. Slurg or porridge?
It's a very hard choice.
Slurg or porridge? The porridge seems like it would probably be the closest thing to something good, but
Now I'm curious too.
Yeah. You express preference for Hedwyn to cook up a fillet of slurg for you and everyone this time around. He easily detects the hesitation in your voice. You can't possibly mean that. But I am calling your bluff, my friend. Fillet of slurg it is. Try not to worry, I'll make sure it's cooked all the way through. Now, lend me a hand here with the stuff, would you? As you assist Hedwyn with preparing the fillet of slurg, the two of you get to talking about the past. The reality of cooking in the downside has a way of making him nostalgic. Life on the blood border wasn't that much easier than trying to get by down here. The high-wing remnants would swoop in at any time. They were so good at picking the worst possible occasions for us. The time they showed up and I was nowhere to be found. I must have told you about that. He has spoken to you of his past as an outrider once before. Well, either way, I don't think I ever told you much about Fikani. Someone for whom Hedwyn cares deeply. They were separated in the Commonwealth.
Oh, she's beautiful.
She really is.
I was riding to relay an order when she caught me out in the open. She could have had me, but we just stood there, you know? I'd never seen anything like her.
Oh, is that me?
And her voice, she says to me, you ought to be more careful of your life. And I just say, I'm not the type to say such things, but it's all I could think of, looking at her then. So I just tell her, it was worth the risk. Ooh.
So smooth.
Anyway, she spared my life, of course. And when we saw riders heading towards us, I looked at her. She took a hold of me and we just took off. I didn't want to leave her, and I didn't for a while. He trails off for a while. Soon after I came back, I went off in search of her again. This time, though, the risk I took, a lot of people paid for it. The harps attacked when no one was there to raise the alarm. A few days later, Hedwyn the deserter was sentenced to exile. And now, he's about to cook some fillet of slurg.
Yeah.
Thank you for your help, my friend. I can take it from here. See you shortly. He heads out into the afternoon. You sense he feels more at ease after having spoken with you. Hedwyn gained +2 for the next rite. Give thanks for the fillet of slurg.
Delicious.
Okay.
Delicious fillet of slur. I wish we could get to see it.
they don't want to torture you with the sight.
Let's teach someone specifically. You guys. Alright, Pamitha, Gilman, and Ray. She would get 750, 500, 500. So let's mentor Pamitha.
Fine then, let us chat together for a spell.
You and Pamitha spend some time reviewing some of the specific aspects of the rites, such as the properties of the aura. You sense she gained something from it.
She's so beautiful. Well, Tamitha, soon I'll be catching up with you at this. Whether or not you like it.